Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. And I know you wanted to come to a nice, calmer place in my garden, so welcome on in. Today we have to hear a lot of difficult news again, right? So, Volker did indeed, as we saw in the cards, spill his guts. He came interested in telling a lot of truth. So he even handed over text messages that are making it clearer than ever that they needed the Ukrainian president to agree to publicly announce that he was investigating the Bidens in order to get military aid released. So we have a difficult situation here. It's incredibly heavy that our president is using his power, backed by the great economy of the U.S. and the largest military force that history has ever seen. He's using that power to coerce leaders of foreign governments to do his bidding. And Ukraine did indeed announce that, I believe they did make an announcement that they would open that investigation. Apparently Kurt Volker, and I think the timing of that is interesting because I don't know that they realized all these texts were coming out and hitting the news shortly thereafter, making it obvious that that was the plan, that we had envoys from the U.S., Trump had them trying to get those helping the Ukrainian president to get him to agree to do this, Ooh. So I am thinking the world leaders won't stand for that, I apologize. You might hear a voice in the blocks away in the park. There's a game. There's a game or a pep rally or something. So that's wonderful. I feel it's here I sit in middle class America, surrounded by all these familiar sounds. And these really seismic changes are happening, But yeah. Spirit, what do you have to tell us about that? The two of swords, the 8 of wands, and the 3 of coins. We're going to see a lot coming forward very quickly. It's all for a purpose. It's all for a purpose. These are sometimes called the arrows of love. It's all in one direction. It's going forward. It's all for a purpose. There's the 2 of swords. I do believe that is because we have 2 ways of thinking about this. We have 2 parties. We have division. We have indecision. And something needs to happen about that. And we have the 3 of coins. And so that's also saying, please have some faith in all of the learned and invested people in our government who will be working to build greater security out of all of this. All right, that's good. What else should we know, Spirit, about this time and about how it's all going to turn out? All right. Again, okay. Yes, we have the King of Wands, and remember, he's come in our readings to represent new democratic leadership rising up, having a purpose, able to get things done. We have the Knight of Coins, reminding us that there is an entire governmental bureaucracy and system of rules and laws that plod along on a daily basis to help preserve security. And then we have the Temperance Angel, letting us know that, okay, so, isn't that interesting? We saw the 2 of Swords before. Here she has 2 cups, letting us know that, gradually, things may get sorted. She's pouring back and forth. Gradually. Maybe not for everybody, but for the majority of Americans. We have the World card below. And I just did a reading, by the way. Frequently I do one reading and then really I feel like I get in the flow, so the second is the one I go with. But the World card was at the bottom of the deck for that one too. And the message was that don't worry, there are world leaders looking at this too. They are not interested in being turned into Trump's lapdogs. And now he has publicly said that, yes, he asked the leader of Ukraine to investigate the Bidens. And he even intimated with the next statement he made that, yes, he wouldn't, the military aid was connected to that, releasing that. And then we had him saying, Trump, China should too. So obviously we're going to have something coming out about China. That just now occurred to me. So I must have heard it. We're going to have some information coming out about conversations he's had with China. That must be one of those top secret transcripts that is on the server, that top secret server. Okay. So he's publicly trying to brazen his way out of this. But the world leaders are not going to be interested in becoming his lapdogs. They know that if he's come for goodness sakes, right? And I think she's told him to go packing. But he'll come for anybody, right? And we've learned that about Trump. If he'll come for anybody. He'll turn on anybody. The worst things that he's done to the least of us, as there's a biblical reference to the least powerful of us. He'll do that to anybody he can. So I wish his base would understand that when they look at the border crisis. All right, I wanted to ask, so I feel very solemn here, but I do have to tell you that the first cards I picked when I sat down and started reading on this were the Three of Cups, the King of Wands, and there was another that was very positive. But so those were the first cards I picked. In other words, celebrate. Celebrate. I'm hearing this again. Celebrate. These truths are coming out. Celebrate. This is a good thing. Celebrate. It may take a while to work on out, but celebrate. And immediately I said, well, easy for you to say, Spirit. You're not watching. You're not watching the news. And I see this again on the bottom. The world, success. Okay. It will be okay. It will be completed. Okay, we're trying. Some things are being rooted out in the interest of saving the world. That's what's happening here. All right, so I did want to ask a few more questions. How is the whistleblower, for one thing? He's under federal protection. He had to go in the witness protection program. My gosh. How is he? How is he going to be? Okay, we do have Nancy Pelosi really protecting him. Okay, with that Queen of Wands, we have the Eight of Coins. He's working hard. He's learning. He's producing a lot. He's helping a lot behind the scenes, that means. Three of Wands, he's waiting. He's watching and waiting. He is watchful. He is waiting. He is, needing his ship to come in. Okay, what about him in the future? Is he going to be all right? We got the Eight of Coins again. He's learning a lot. He's learning new things. Okay. Eight of Wands. We're going to hear more from him. He is going to be important in the truth coming out. It's what he's supposed to be doing right now. Yeah, there are deep mysteries here. He will end up describing some of the nitty-gritty, the innermost workings of how power is abused in our government. So, okay, so we need to send a lot of protection around him and strength. All right, what about Fox News? Okay, so what the heck? We have Shep Smith there doing a piece that was beautiful, very seriously saying that all of these things Trump has done, and now publicly, are illegal. And just leaving it there. Very powerfully saying that. We have one judge, and I can never say his name, Napolitano? Anyway, he is saying again and again, this is illegal, what Trump's doing is illegal. Then we have another one, Genova, saying, oh, that's all nonsense, and and Trump's fine. And then we're finding out that that person has been involved in doing the White House's bidding as well behind the scenes. So, but I did look at the headlines on Fox News this morning, and they are stomach turning. You know, let's look. The Bidens did this, the Bidens did that, and the Dems, the evil Dems. You know, the Dems, they want this, and they're up to that, and it was horrible. It was horrible, and so full of lies. And we do have Jim Jordan and Devin Nunes still very faithfully coming on Fox News and saying the president is doing everything fine. It's all right. It's okay. So what's going on with Fox News, Spirit? There's a hidden agenda. Too many people just concerned with making their money. We do have internal conflict. So there is arguing going on behind the scenes. There is debate going on behind the scenes. There's a lot more that is hidden about how they've become state TV. There's a lot of secrets there. There are a lot of secrets there. Do the newscasters know them? Do the pundits know them? Well, a lot of these folks are people who've gone back a long way and feel a loyalty to the Republican Party and feel like, okay, we're going to do what they're all doing. There is worry. It's time for truth to come out. But there are two ways of thinking about this. There are two paths. It's not yet decided. That means which path they're going to take. Plan A and Plan B. And maybe they have a Plan A and Plan B behind the scenes. If the tide starts turning against Trump, and we do have senators publicly coming out and denouncing him and indicating they would vote for impeachment, they have Plan B. The money, the money, the money. It's so much about the money. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. But they haven't decided, so they're not ready to expel Shep Smith yet. But I do feel like that's a possibility being talked about. Judgment falls. Magician, 4 of coins. Oh, for Pete's sakes. You know what I'm thinking this is? There's some manipulation. Some of this is the controversy has people tuning in more. And that is sad. That is sad. And I don't know how they can call themselves news at all. So, we're going to hear more about that, I guess. Okay, now we also would like to look at, I'm kind of looking at some of these other questions. There are so many. Oh, I did want to check. So do the Bidens get anything from this? I mean, do they get any trouble? So many legal experts have come out and said nothing illegal happened. Ukraine had said nothing illegal happened. So many experts have come out and said that. Republicans as well as Democrats. Queen of coins, 2 of swords, and the moon card. Well, any secrets that are there would likely come out. And I don't feel like it's illegal behavior, but it could be communications. It could be, things that don't reflect well, because the truth is that, Hunter Biden got this job. He probably wasn't exactly earning it, qualified. His last name did matter. This happens everywhere. It always has happened everywhere, but it's not so pretty. So that might be some of it. Queen of coins, I feel like that's stability. I feel like that's, the Bidens have a lot of backing, and even they are not the enemies of big business. Joe Biden is not the enemies of big business, at all. So I think there's that support. But we have the 2 of swords. So there is some indecision there's some unpredictability, I guess, still to how this will go. Will it affect his candidacy? 10 of Cups. I'm kind of thinking that means perhaps not. Okay, you guys, I know everybody, I'm talking to a lot of people, most of whom are Democrats, and you all feel a little differently about the different candidates. But I do think, the fact that Joe Biden has been more moderate is more palatable to the political establishment. So there's that protects him too. Yeah, but then again, his candidacy, I have seen. So we have the Seven of Swords. There may be more information that comes out. Not, yeah, there may be more information that comes out that isn't very flattering, you know? Like I said, probably not illegal, but not very flattering. Because, we've got, Trump's got a lot of, you know, state TV enlisted and trying to dig up dirt. Queen of Swords. Yeah, yeah, there might be somebody speaking on television about, you know, expose on this situation. They won't give up. They won't give up. They won't give up attacking Biden. Three of Cups. But yeah, Three of Cups. Okay. There are many deep mysteries. Yeah, I just keep coming back to, I do think that anything that comes out about Biden, well, then that opens up the door to be looking at nepotism for Trump's kids, which is the most flagrant example of grown children of a powerful person getting jobs they don't deserve, right? I mean, I don't even know if his, you know, the most staunch Trump supporters, let's say that, could not see that parallel. Okay, so there may be even reason to celebrate and all that too. All right, and I come back to that. Things coming out, things coming out. Okay, all right. So here we are. Lots and lots to digest, but I am glad that Spirit keeps telling us this is all for a purpose, and it is for protection, ultimately, of the world's people, of humanity. So, here we are at this moment in time. We have to support each other. All right. And we have to sometimes get out and have fun and say, okay, if Spirit says it's going to be all right, we will be politically active. We will use our voices. We will protest peacefully if necessary. But we will also have fun in the meantime, relax in the meantime, have some faith. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Bye-bye.